For the love of God. Are we good? It does not appear to be so. Oh, the treasures of working with OBS. Fucking treasures. Let me guess, I can't access that without fucking ending the stream. Jesus Christ. God damn. Give me a moment. I don't know if you can see or hear any of this. Um, just give me a moment. Live now. Reconnecting to continue. Okay. There we go. Okay, I think we're okay.
good?
I think we're
Are we
okay.
good?
I think we're okay. I think we are fine. Okay,
Good?
I hope so. Fucking Christ. Um, that won't minimize anymore. As of to why. This is good. This is working. Yeah, I think it is. The real question is, what does it look like? Can't see it. Okay. Well, shit, here we are. God damn, dude, this is so frustrating to work with. You know what that means? I need a white monster. That is exactly what that means. I need a white monster. Oh, Liam, that's exactly what that means. Okay. Are you here? No? Where'd you go? Okay, ladies and fucking gentlemen, if you hear a annoying humming sound in the background, that is the gloriousness of um this fan pumping air into my PC case, which happens to be a microwave. That is kind of where we're at right now. All right, that is kind of where we're at. So the only thing that's left to be done, only doing left to do is simply to start programming and to add some White Monster because why not? I fucking pray you can hear me. I can't tell for the life of no, don't do that. Wait. All right, so I'm gonna try this. What if I play this? Can you hear this?
Figure out the length of this string. So if I wanted to figure out how many characters were inside of this string, I could just
About, yeah. Okay, we're both a little loud, but it's going. Okay. Oh, we got someone in chat. We got someone in chat. There we go. Hold up. Let's see if I can minimize this. Lord, have mercy. There we go. Okay. Dude, the printers are going great. They have been, let's just say they've been printing. They have been printing on full blast. Here's one of them. Here's one of them guys. Oh, the camera's not going to be able to do it justice. One sec. Just been printing a bunch of random shit. I'm going to be printing a GPU holder here soon because right now it is currently resting on cardboard boxes. But dude, if it'll focus, I hope it will. Yeah, dude, the things you can make with a freaking 3D printer. What else I got? Yeah, I've gotten like 50 of these guys. Just why not? But yeah, dude, printers. Oh yeah, you know it. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's printed that at one point. Yeah, dude, the printers, it's so nice. You can just, dude, especially the bamboo, you can just send shit over and it just works. It is so nice. Um, well, it is that time. I have to go to work in an hour. So we have got to learn some Python in the meantime, right? So right here, we got our good old IDE set up. I don't know what that stands for, but it's where we program. Over here, we got our wonderful Python Free Code Academy Python course, and we're gonna follow the shit out of this amazing tutorial. So if you know how to program, watch me be a retard. If you don't know how to program, maybe follow along. I really don't know. This is just so that I'm held accountable for learning how to program because otherwise I will not. So right now we are learning about strings in Python. So without further ado, let's get into this. No,
Say
there we go.
len, and I'm actually going to make an open parentheses, and I'm going to make a close parentheses. So I'm essentially
By the way, if there's a hum in the background, it is because there is a fan blowing air on my PC because um I didn't bother buying fans for it. Because why would you when you have a fucking when it's in a microwave, you know what I mean? That's perfectly fine right there. So yeah, I'm sorry if there is a very annoying hum in the background. All right, let's get back to it.
saying len,
Python.
and this is another function. It's the length function. And
Hold up, I gotta delete this. Uh,
inside of this len function, I'm actually passing this phrase variable. I'm basically giving the length function this, and it's going to spit out a number. So it'll tell me how many characters are inside of this string. And
also,
so you can
if
see here we
wait,
get 15.
if you could let me know how is the audio? Is it shit? Is it okay? Is it not okay? Because as it stands, I have no way of telling at all in any capacity. So yeah, let me know.
Because there's 15 characters inside of Draft Academy. So that's how we can get the length of a string, and that's going to be really useful as we go
Hold up.
forward.
Actually, you know what we need to do real quick? What we need to do. Um, okay, it's right here. Oh, we're gonna full screen this. Okay. Oh, it looks like shit. This looks like shit. What are we doing? Dude, that looks like ass. Oh my God. This looks so goofy. Um, yeah, no, this looks like this, or is it like that? Does it look like that, you think? Oh, it does. Okay, it does look fine. The bit rate was down. Okay, I'm Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get back to it. I think it looks fine. I hope. Um, let's aggressively block them together. Perfect. Okay, that's fine. That was disgusting. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that didn't just happen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like this, like that. Huzzah. Okay, let's get back to it. Oh, wait, no, we gotta. One moment. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get to it.
Python. We can also get individual characters inside of a string. So imagine if I wanted to just grab one of these characters. Like imagine if I wanted to figure out what the first character in this string is. Well, I can actually use an open and closed square bracket just like that. And in here, I can specify the index.
Well, I'm gonna get some going. Uh, equals bad. Um, this print ba 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 ba. Um, good. Oh, that was supposed to be good. D bam. Okay. Print. Why is this? What's wrong? Huh? What's wrong with this? What the hold on. What's wrong with it? What do you mean? G G-O-O good. G-O-O-D. Am I fucking hell? Print. Print. Good. What's happening? What? Oh, there's a space right here. Oh, fucking hell. Dude, I'm gonna be so bad at this programming shit. Fracture! Holy shit. It is the homie is in chat. Dude, it is so incredibly tragic, but guess what? You know what the nice part is? The streams don't need to be legendary. Every single one doesn't need to be so legendary because this right now is just a excuse for me to learn Python. Like it really is. You know what I mean? Dude, I have a job. I'm not joking in less than an hour. The I'm not joking. I have to go to my job too in literally less than an hour. We're not going to be on here for too long. But yeah, Fracture, these streams though, they're not going to be as legendary as some of the ones that we're going to be having in the future. They're kind of just like the down and dirty, like in the trenches type thing. We're just learning here. There doesn't have to be 50,000 people. I mean, that'd be great, but it really is just an excuse to get going, you know? Yeah, but you Have a good day at work. Stay as long as you would like to. We're just going to be learning some wonderful, wonderful Python. All right, let's get back to it.
Of the character that I want to get, just like that. And in here, I can specify the index of the character that I want to grab. So if I wanted to grab the first character in this string, I can put in a 0. So if I say phrase square bracket 0, this is going to give me that capital G. And you can see down here, that's what gets printed out. Now, I want to point something out.
Okay.
In Python, when we're working with strings, a string gets indexed starting with 0. So you'll notice that in order to access this G, I had to put a 0 in here. And that's because in Python, when we use indexes on a string, we start with 0. So if Python is counting the characters or it's indexing the characters in a string, it's going to start with 0. So it's going to say,
See you, Fracture. I appreciate you. You have a nice day at work as well. I'm curious as to what the hell you do. Genuinely. That is, mm, I couldn't even imagine. Honestly, you could say you're a fucking rocket scientist, and I wouldn't even doubt it for a second. Yeah, good luck, Fracture. You have a good one.
G is 0, I is 1, R is 2, A is 3. So we would say that G is at position 0 in the string, I is at position 1.
Okay, okay. So it's like bam, 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 bam. Nope. What the fuck? What just happened? Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That makes sense. Sure.
R is at position 2, A is at position 3, etc. So we start counting at 0. So if I wanted to access the first character in the string, this G, I have to say phrase 0. And that's just a special thing in Python. And actually, most programming languages do that. So they'll start with 0. So for example, if I want
Is that just for string though? That's the $1 million question. Or is that for like, yeah, that would you just be
to
for
access
string?
this
Okay.
A, I'm going to have to put 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I put 3 inside of here, now we'll be able to access that first A. As you can see, we get an A right here.
Uh,
So this
mm, for sure. Okay.
is actually really useful, being able to grab a specific character inside of a string, and you're going to be using that a lot as we go forward in Python. There's also another really awesome function that we can use, and it's called the index function. And basically what the index function will do is it'll tell us where a specific character or string is located inside of our string. So I could say phrase.index, and I can actually give this a value. So sometimes when we use these functions in Python, we can actually give them information. So I can give this a value. And we would call this passing a parameter. So I would call a value that I would give to a function a parameter. And you'll hear that word a lot.
I spaced out. I need to rewind it. I don't know what you
Give
said.
this a value. And we would call this passing a parameter. So I would call a
That'll pass a shit through my ass. I don't know why I felt the need to say that. I didn't say that.
value that I would give to a function a parameter. And you'll hear that word a lot. So for example, I could say inside of here, capital G, and now this is going to return the index of the capital G inside of our string.
Oh, okay. So it's like, imagine we had like a large list, right? A large group of names. Yeah, what if we were to do that? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I don't know if this is gonna work. Good equals, how do I do that? How do I make like a list? Wait, is it actually just list? L-I, ah, L-I-S-T, list equals, um, Is it this? Okay. John. We're gonna do John. Mat. Jacob. All right, we're gonna try this. What are we, no? Okay, so no. Okay. Good equals list. John, am I doing that right? Am I doing that right? Something seems wrong. Okay. Print good index 1. The commas aren't showing up. How do I do a list? It'll probably show me actually if I were to do this. All right, let's do bam. All right, no, bam. Yeah, how the fuck do I do this? Um, yeah, I don't know. Good equals that. We're gonna run. Why? Index 1. Oh, I see. I'm not supposed to. What do you want? Oh. What is your deal, homie?
So it should give us back a 0.
Oh, I'm looking for the wrong thing. I'm supposed to do fucking. I'm supposed to do the thing.
Use it. I can actually give them a per here G, and now this is gonna
It's gonna
get a 0
print out
back a 0.
okay, so Jesus Christ, I'm just fucking retarded. That's what it is. I'm literally just fucking autistic. Jesus Christ. Uh, what do you mean? Dot. Oh Lord, I'm gonna have a seizure.
Of here passing a information value. So phrase, character, or the index function that we can use. And
Oh, what are you talking about, brother? Oh, now you're good. Now it's good. Okay, I get
it's
it. I
called the
understand it.
index function. And basically what the index function will do is it'll tell us where a specific character or string is located inside of our string. So I could say phrase.index, and
What is Python TUT? Python TUT. We're gonna see what that is. Oh, tutorial. Okay. Yeah, if you're saying you recommend this Python tutorial, dude, this guy, let me tell you, he knows what he's doing. I mean, this is 7 years old. It's old as fuck. But dude, this is my dumbass 2 years ago. 2 fucking years ago when I was actually big brain. That's no longer the case. 2 fucking years ago. And dude, it still holds up 7 years later. So homie knows what he's doing.
I can actually give this a value.
Holy shit, dude. I cannot. My attention span is like not able to. watch a 4 hour fucking thing. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna side tangent real quick. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna side tangent. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna like this. We're gonna play some Survive.io because I'm a monkey that is incapable of fixing his attention. So, yeah, let's go. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play some Survive.io because my attention span is fucked. Whoa. Woo. We're cooking. We're cooking. Okay. Nine alive. What are you talking about? What is this? What are these lobbies? God, my attention span's fucked. I like that. I like that. Chat, if you were wondering what we were doing, we are currently side tangenting to combat the chronic levels of ADHD because yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You've been here. You know, we've all been here. Mm. Yes. 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 Money, money, money. I still don't have armor. Mm. And it's so funny what my brain has become. It has become something that is incapable of the most basic tasks and sustaining one's attention. Damn, fucking loser try hard. That is what that is, guys. That is what that is. Look at this. Fucking loser try hard. Holy shit, they updated the Loser is what that was. Is what a loser looks like. Okay. We're gonna get in one more game because you're also losers. Dude, what is this? What is this? I'm never playing that game again. I'm never playing that game again, dude. I'm not. I can't.
Value. So sometimes when we use index, string is located
Fuck. Okay.
inside of our string. So I could say phrase.index, and I can actually give this a value. So sometimes when we use these functions in Python, we can actually give them information. So I can give this a value. And we would call this passing a parameter. So I would call a value that I would give to a function a parameter. And you'll hear, so I could say phrase.index, and I can actually give this a value. So sometimes when we use
No,
these functions in Python, we can actually give them information. So I can give this a value. And we would call this passing a parameter. So I would call a value that I would give to a function a parameter. And you'll hear that word a lot. So for example, I could say inside of,
dude, what is happening? Brother. Oh my God. Holy shit. Holy shit.
use something called
Holy shit. Holy shit. Dude, I'm about to crash out. No.
basically giving the length function this, and it's going to spit out a number. So it'll tell me how many characters are inside of this string. And so you can see here we get 15.
Dude, what is this bit rate? Okay, dude, we're gonna. I don't want. Oh my God.
Because there's 15 characters. So and in order to
Fuck.
so we would say I will be able to this using that a lot as we go where a specific character use these functions, and we would call this, we can actually give them information. So I can give this a value, and we would call this passing a parameter. So I would call a value that I would give to a function a parameter, and you'll hear that word a lot. So for example, I could say inside of here capital G, and now this is going to return the index of the capital G inside of our string. So it should give us back a 0 because G is at the 0th index. And you'll see down here that we get a 0 because that's where G is. So for example, if I put an A inside of here, like a lowercase a, it should give me 0, 1, 2, 3, because that's where the first A is inside of this string. So I can click the play button, and you'll see it's giving us a 3. You can also put actual words in here. So for example, I could put like academy in here, or I could even just put like ACAD, and this is going to tell me where this starts inside of my string. So when I click play, it's going to give me an 8 because that's where academy starts, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I put something in here that wasn't in the string, so for example, if I put a Z in here,
Oh my God, dude, you're. Oh, dude, I can't. Ah, fucking hell, dude. It's. Oh, he talks so slow. I can't. Okay. Focus. For fuck's sake. Focus. Okay.
that's not in here, it's actually going to throw an error. So when I play this, you'll see that we get this error down here because Z is not found inside of our program. So that index function, again, can be really useful, and we'll be using that a lot. There's also one more that I want to show you, which is called replace. So we can say phrase.replace, and in here, I can actually give this 2 parameters. So I can give this replace function 2 values that it can use. And the first thing I want to give it is what I want to replace. So for example, I could say draft, and then I'm going to put a comma in here, and I want to put in here what I want to replace draft with. So I could just say like elephant, and now instead of saying Draft Academy, this is going to print out Elephant Academy. So you can see down here, it just says Elephant Academy. So this replace function can be really awesome because we can replace certain words or even certain letters inside of our
Dude, this guy is. I'm gonna have a seizure. He's talking so slow.
strings with other ones. So those are just some
We only have 4 hours left. Don't worry. This is gonna get
basic
fun.
ways that we can work with
We got a
strings
candle
inside of
going.
Python. And there's a lot of these different functions that we can use with strings. These are some of the most common, the ones that I just showed you right now. But if you just do a Google search, you can find all sorts of Python functions that you can try out and use and see what they do. But you definitely want to get comfortable working with strings in Python because you're going to be working with them.
If I get a fucking AI ad right now, I'm gonna crash out. I swear to God.
So you want to be a software engineer?
No.
Go to boot.dev, make a free account.
Okay. Thank God.
Lot. In this tutorial, I want to talk
Working with numbers, huh?
In this tutorial, I want to talk to you about working with numbers in Python. Now, numbers are one of the most common data types in Python, and any Python program you write is most likely going to be dealing with numbers at some point. So I want to talk to you guys about just the basics of using numbers. We're going to talk about the different types of numbers that we can represent in Python. And I also want to show you guys some awesome functions that we can use with numbers. So we can do certain like mathematical operations. We can do some awesome things with numbers. And I'm going to show you guys all of that in this video. It's going to be awesome. So first thing we can do is we can actually just like print out a number. So if I want to write a number in Python, it's really easy. I basically just write the number. So I could say like print 2, and this is just going to print the number 2 out onto the screen. So I can use a whole number like this. I could also use a decimal number. So I could say like 2.0987. And Python's going to be just fine with that. We'll be able to print that out onto the screen as well. I can also make numbers negative. So I could make this 2.0987 a negative number, and Python will be able to handle that just fine too. In Python, we can also use basic arithmetic. So I could do things like addition, subtraction, multiplication. So I could say like 3 plus 4. And now this is going to print this out. Or why don't we say like 3 plus 4.5.
Wait, so let's say good equals 69, right? But then print 67 plus what happens? Holy shit, that works. Okay, that's actually cool. Damn, okay.
And this will be able to print out the answer.
What the hell is this remainder? You seen that? What the fuck's happened? Why is that doing that? Why in the world would it
So we get 7.5. And we can do addition, we could do subtraction, we could do division, or we could do like multiplication as well. So you can pretty much do whatever you want inside of Python. And if you want to make more complex mathematical equations, we can also use things to specify order of operations. So I could use parentheses. So for example, if I said 3 times 4 plus 5, what Python's going to do is it's going to multiply 3 and 4 together. So it's going to be 12, and then we'll add 5 to that. So we should get 17. But let's say that we wanted to change up the order, right? I could actually put a parentheses around 4 and 5. And now it's going to add them first, so it'll add 4 and 5, so we'll get 9, and we'll multiply that times 3. So we should end up with 27. So you can see we can use those parentheses to specify order of operations. So I could make like a very complex little equation here just by using numbers and parentheses. We can also use one other operation, which is called the modulus operator. So I could say like 10 and use this percent sign 3. And this is actually read 10 mod 3. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to take the first number, divide it by the second number, and it's going to spit out the remainder. So it's basically going to say, okay, 10 divided by 3, that's going to be 3.
But then what the fuck's this remainder right here? This fucking 0.42000000000002. Why? Math.
3 with a
That didn't even make any sense. Okay, whatever.
remainder of 1. And so this is going to give us the remainder. And you'll see down here we get 1 because that's the remainder of 10 divided by 3. And that modulus operator can come in handy quite a bit. We can also store these numbers inside of variables. So we can store them inside of these variable containers. So I could come over here and I could create a variable called like my_num, and we'll just store a value of, let's say, like 5 in here. And so I could come down here and I can just print out my_num, and we'll be able to print that number out to the screen just fine. So in addition to doing things like a basic arithmetic, we can also do some
I'm gonna basic arithmetic your mom.
other stuff. So one thing I could do is I could actually convert this number into a string.
This guy's actually pretty chill. I don't know why I said that. He's a cool guy.
So if I wanted to convert this number into a string, I can just say str, and I can put the number that I want to convert inside of these parentheses. And so what's going to happen now is this number is going to be converted into a string. So when I click the run button, you'll see it's just printing out 5, but now instead of being a number, this is actually a string. And this is going to come in handy.
Wait, so what if we were to do it the opposite way, right? Where instead of let's say it's a string, right? You have a string, it's 420, and then we want to print, right? I'm gonna do this. It'd be str, like that. We're gonna go like good. Oh, that's the wrong one. print. Good plus does that work? I don't know if that worked though, right? Like, does that work? Dude, okay, run it. Okay. Oh, we're just missing nope. The only concentration is int. Oh, this is what I meant to do. Yeah, int. Look at that. The fucking computer. Yeah, it's literally that's what I meant to do is that. But then my dumbass was being a dumbass. I'm still retarded. Can only concentrate strings, not int string. Oh, you can only concentrate strings, not. So I can turn a string or an integer into a string. Oh, holy shit! But I can't turn a string into an integer. Hey, Google. Oh, it's dead. Let's ask AI. In Python, can I convert a string into an integer? Yes, you can convert a string into an integer using the int function. Okay, let's look at this. Bam. Oh, so what I have to do is I have to reclassify it basically. I have to update the variable. That totally makes a lot more sense. So it's like why can't I just update it right here then? Holy fuck, dude, I'm tired. Oh, dude, I got so few time until I gotta go to work. Okay, let's do this. God and wrong one. Now, wonderful. Look at that. Ah, wonderful. Okay.
When you want to print out numbers alongside strings.
Holy motherfucker, bro. I am so tired.
So I can come
Okay.
over here and I can say like my favorite number. And we'll be able to print this number along with this string. So I can click play and it says 5, my favorite number. If I was to get rid of this string right here and I wasn't converting the number into a string, now Python's going to have a problem with this. It's not going to allow us to do that. You can
That's just what we went through.
see
Okay.
we get an error. So
Yeah.
anytime you want to print out a number next to a string, you got to make sure that you use that little string function. So there's a bunch of other stuff that we can do with numbers, and a lot of times in Python, you're gonna want to be using specific, like more advanced math operators. So there's a bunch of different math functions that we can use on our numbers. And a function is basically just like a little collection of code that does something. So a function could perform an operation like a mathematical operation on our
Yeah.
number. It could also give us information about our number. So I'm going to show you guys some of the most common functions that you'll be using in Python related to numbers. The first one is called ABS, and it stands for absolute value. So we can get the absolute value of a number. And so over here, I'm just going to make this variable -5. And basically, I can just say ABS, and I can make an open and close parentheses over here. And this is going to give me the absolute value of this number up here. So when I click the play button, you'll see it's just giving us 5 because 5 is the absolute value of -5. I can use a few other functions. There's another one which is called POW. It's just POW. And I'm actually not going to use this variable. We just use a normal number. And this function is going to allow us to pass it 2 pieces of information. So I can give this function 2 pieces of information. The first is going to be like a number, and the second is going to be the power that I want to take that number to. Pieces of
Oh fuck, dude,
information.
I'm
So I
tapping
can
out.
give this function 2 pieces. It's going to allow us to pass it 2 pieces of information. So
I'm hearing shit now.
I can use a few other functions. There's another one which is called POW. It's just POW. And I'm actually not going to use this variable. We just use a normal number. And this function is going to allow us to pass it 2 pieces of information. So I can give this function 2 pieces of information. The first is going to be like a number.
I know we're supposed to be learning how to program, but I don't want to. Holy shit, bro. Dude, I'm fucking cooked. Oh, dude, this is like my fourth white monster in the past 10 fucking minutes. Yeah.
And the second is going to be the power that I want to take that number to. So I could say like 3, comma 2, and this is basically just going to be 3 raised to the power of 2. So it's just going to be 3 squared, so we should get 9 down here. You can see that we do. So I could pass in like, some crazy number, like we could pass in a 4, and we could raise it to the power of 6. And so we should get like a pretty big number here. And you can see we get 4,096. So this POW function is really useful, and we could raise it to the power of 6. And so we should get like a
So these are functions.
raised to the power of 2. So it's just going to be 3 squared. So we should get 9 down here. You can see that we do. So I could pass in like, you know, some crazy number, like we could pass in a 4 and we could raise it to the power of 6. And so we should get like a pretty big number here. And you can see we get 4,096. So this POW function is really useful for taking numbers to specific powers. So in addition to using this POW function, we can also use another function which is called max. So I can say max, and what this is going to do is it's basically going to return the larger of the two numbers that we pass into it. So right now I'm giving this a 4 and a 6, and this should tell us which number is higher. So over here it's just printing out 6 because that's the bigger number. I can also use another function called min, and this is going to do the opposite. So now instead of printing out the max number, it's going to print out the smallest number, and it's going to print out 4 down here, as you can see. Another cool function is called the round function, and this is going to allow...
Dude, I'm gonna not fucking lie with you. I just spaced out everything you just said for the past 3 minutes.
Another function which is called max. So I can say max, and what this is going to do is it's basically going to return the larger of the two numbers that we pass into it. So right now I'm giving this a 4 and a 6, and this should tell us which number is higher. So over here it's just printing out 6 because that's the bigger number. I can also use another function called min, and this is going to do the opposite. So now instead of printing out the max number, it's going to print out the smallest number, and it's going to print out 4 down here, as you can see. Another cool function is called the round function, and this is going to allow us to round a number. So it's just going to follow like standard rounding rules. So if I said like 3.2 inside of here, now it's going to round it down to just to round. Another cool function is
Functions is what these are called. Okay, that's good to know. Dude, I gotta go to work fucking soon. Holy shit. Oh, dude. Oh, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this. Oh. I don't know if anyone is fucking here. I doubt it. Let's see. Is anybody fucking here? I haven't checked in so long. There is someone here. Whoever the fuck is here right now. Appreciate you. Dude, this is the most chaotic fucking stream I've ever done in my life, and that's saying something. Which one's the right one? Right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop that right fucking now, dude. I'm gonna stop that right fucking now. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Dude, holy shit. Holy shit. My brain is turning off. My brain is turning off, brother. Okay. You know what? He's gonna be talking about functions. I'm gonna do some push-ups to wake myself up, okay? He's gonna be talking about functions. I'll be doing push-ups.
called the opposite. So now instead of printing out the max number, it's going to print out the smallest number, and it's going to print out 4 down here, as you can see. Another cool function is called the round function, and this is going to allow us to round a number. So it's just going to follow like standard rounding rules. So if I said like 3.2 inside of here, now it's going to round it down to just normal 3. But if I said like 3.7, it's going to round it up to 4. So that'll allow you to round a number. So there's a few other functions that I want to show you guys, but in order to get access to them, I'm actually going to have to do something called importing. And in Python, we can actually import external code into our files. And so if I want to access these specific math functions, I have to import something called Python math. So I can just say from up here, math, import, and this star. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to go out and it's going to grab a bunch of different math functions that we can use. So I already showed you guys a few of these different math functions, but there's actually a bunch more. And in order to access them, we're going to need to include this line of code inside of our
Import.
file.
Wait,
So once we
math.
have that, now I can access a few others. So there's another function which is called the floor method, and it's just floor. And what this will do is it'll basically just grab the lowest number. So it's essentially just going to chop off this decimal point. And you can see over here,
Go to the lowest number.
now we get a 3 because we're using that floor function.
Okay.
There's also another one called ceil, and that's just going to do the exact opposite. So that's just going to round the number up no matter what. So no matter what, we'll always get 4 if we have a 3 point whatever here. And there's another one which is called square root, so it's just sqrt. And essentially this is just going to return the square root of a number. So I could say like 36, and now we should get 6 back. So those are all some very interesting functions. And inside of this math module, so we would call this a module. And you don't have to worry too much about what that is right now. Just know that when we put this line of code into our program, it gives us access to. Those are all some very interesting functions. And inside of this math module, so we would call this a module. And you don't have to worry too much about what that is right now. Just know that when we put this line of code into our program, it gives us access to a lot more math functions. So it basically allows us to do a lot more things with math inside of our program. And there's a bunch of different math functions in Python. And if you want, you can basically just go online and search for different math functions. I showed you guys a few here, and I would say the ones that we looked at here are probably the most commonly used, but there's a bunch more. And like I said, there's tons of documentation on all of this stuff. So you can just look up, math functions in Python, and there's going to be tons and tons, like lists of these things that you can use inside of your programs to perform different math operations. But for now, that's just been a little bit about using numbers, a little bit about doing, certain math operations and using functions with those numbers.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play Unlocked on PC with Google
I'm not being paid for this ad. You don't get to see it.
Play Games.
You don't get to see it. I'm not being commissioned. Okay. All right. What are we learning about next, buddy? Getting input from user. That seems important. Play. Oh, you're muted.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get input from a user. So we're basically going to allow a user to input information into our program. And I'm actually going to take the information that the user inputs, I'm going to store it inside of a variable, and then we're going to be able to do something with that variable. So I want to show you guys how we can actually go about getting input.
I feel like I remember how to. No, I don't.
Input from someone. And down here in my Python file, all I have to do to get input from someone is I just have to type out input and then an open and closed parentheses. And what this is basically going to do is it's going to tell Python, like, hey, we want to get input from a user, and Python will allow the user to type in some information. And inside of these parentheses, we can actually type a prompt. And so generally when we want the user to enter in some information, we want to tell them what we want them to enter. And that's what we can put inside of here. So I'm just going to say, enter your name. So we're actually going to create a little Python app which is going to allow the user to enter in their name, and then we'll store the name inside of a variable, and then we'll basically just say hi to the user. So we'll say like hi, and then whatever the name they entered was. So what I want to do is I actually want to store whatever the user inputted into our program inside of a variable. So I can actually go over here and I can create a variable. I could just call it name, and I could set this variable equal to input. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the value that the user inputs and I'm storing it inside of this.
Holy shit, I gotta be at work in like fucking 2 minutes, bro. I gotta be at work so fucking soon. Oh, dude.
Variable container called name.
We're gonna learn Python instead.
And so now I have access to whatever they entered in. So what we can do is we can say print, and inside of the parentheses, I can just print out hello, and then I'm just going to add on to this name. And actually, why don't we put an exclamation point? And so essentially, we're getting a name from the user, we're storing it inside of the name variable, and I'm printing it out onto the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and when
Well, like, wouldn't you have to press print for the input too?
we run the program, you'll notice down
You
here,
know?
Python is giving us this little prompt. So it's saying, enter your name. And now in here, I can actually type in a value. So I could type in Mike, and then I can just hit enter. And Python's gonna go ahead, store this value inside of that variable.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm so fucking tired. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Dude, I'm about to pass out right here. But I gotta go to fucking work in like 10 minutes. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm so sorry. But, um, mm, what does it look like when I do that? Oh, that's cool. Programming tutorial procrastination successful, ladies and gentlemen. Successful. Okay. If you were just joining, I'm sorry because we're we're ending stream right fucking now because I'm so tired and I have to be at work in 3 minutes. Um, so for my least successful stream, educationally wise and performance wise, consider subscribing because that'd be fucking great. If I got one subscriber, that'd literally mean the fucking world. I mean the fucking world if one homie subscribed out of the 12 people that watch this entire thing. All right. Well, if you like programming, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. There's going to be a lot more programming. If that's your thing, I'm assuming if you click on something like this, it's probably your thing. So, do you have an amazing rest of your day, whoever the fuck you are out there, and just have an awesome day. Thank you. Please consider subscribing. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's a tough goal, but you can make that happen right fucking now. You. All right. Well, you have an amazing rest of your day. I would love to see a notification that you subscribed. I would love to see that. Without a further ado, you have an amazing rest of your day. May your programs compile successfully. Adios.